Welcome back to Getting Technical, joined by Raleigh and Sam. What's going on, fellas?
That's good.
Not much. What's going on, bro?
How's it going?
Bro, I was actually thinking about this the other day. I was like, you never introduce yourself.
Oh yeah, my name is Zach.
Nobody knows you're Zach.
If you got, well, you've posted the clips on TikTok, like Zach's
I'm
top
gonna start
five.
doing that too. I think like I sometimes I forget and I just like make it generic, but I'm gonna like put our names.
Yeah,
in
yeah.
front of
So
it now.
people, start to, I guess, once they start following along, like,
have more of
Yeah.
an idea.
yeah,
I could buy some name tags or something somewhere.
right. And for the viewers, I don't know if you can see my knee. It rained right before this, so we're working.
Yeah, it's so bad.
We're
right
working
now.
against all odds.
Against the elements.
Yeah,
Humidity, bugs,
Yeah.
everything.
Nobody said it'd be easy, like you said.
right. This is what it takes. But let's jump into obviously some NBA news that has popped off over the past couple days, and that is to start with the Lakers signing Patrick Beverley. So what do you guys think about that signing? Do you think it's good? Do you think it's bad? Or how do you think Russell Westbrook and Pat Bev are going to get along? What are your thoughts?
I mean, I think the whole squad has to sign up for AARP. It's the oldest team in the fucking league. It's unreal. But, all jokes aside, like, they needed more of a defensive threat, especially on the wing. Just because, that's never been Russell Westbrook's game. Obviously, no more THT. But, well, I think that for them, it's kind of the perfect situation. Just because they know what they want to do, they know how he plays. It's kind of like what they've needed to kind of get them back to where they want to go.
Yeah, like I think it's a good fit. I mean, it's funny because him and Westbrook have a past.
Yeah, that's
they don't
it.
like each other at all. But I also saw something that this means that Westbrook might not be on the team for the foreseeable future. Like they might trade him,
Yeah, I could see
which I think we're going to talk about right after this.
Yeah.
But I think it's a good fit. I mean, we knew he wasn't going to stay in Utah, and I think him and LeBron. I think it's like I like him with a guy like LeBron, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like his attitude and everything he brings to the game. So, but it'll be interesting. It'll be funny. I
Yeah,
mean,
for sure.
his last clip in Minnesota was looking like they won the finals,
Right.
winning the playing
Dude's a
game.
clown.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, no,
it'll
I
be
think-
funny.
I think Pat Bev is a good addition to any team. Like, you need a guy like that, and you'd rather have him on your team than go against him.
Yeah.
So I
for
always
sure.
think, Pat Bev is a good addition, especially for a veteran team that is trying to make a playoff run. He shot 37% from three, so technically he would be their highest percentage three-point shooter analytically.
Right.
And like you said, he's a great on-ball defender. He's going to give them that hustle, that grit that they've been missing since they lost Caruso.
Definitely.
And, maybe them bringing him in is the, foreshadowing of Russell Westbrook getting the boot. There was a tweet from LeBron, and they were talking about, he was saying how Russ is going to have a great year this year. And I've been watching some
Kiss of
podcasts.
death.
I've been watching some podcasts, and some people were saying how they think that was like LeBron being like super like subliminally funny, and he's like, yeah, he's gonna have a great year just somewhere else.
Yeah.
It's like the remember when they drafted Shabazz Napier and he tweeted my favorite player in the draft and then he got traded right after.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess if LeBron tweets about you,
Yeah.
you're probably going somewhere else.
Yeah. Start packing.
Yeah. But to go off of that, obviously Russell Westbrook, we're talking about him leaving. There's been two proposed trades. Well, not proposed, but talked about trades that could happen between the Utah Jazz and the Indiana Pacers. So the first one is Russell Westbrook for Bojan Bogdanovic and Jordan Clarkson for Russell Westbrook.
Straight up. Just
Straight up.
No picks, nothing.
I don't believe so.
Okay.
And then the second one was Russell Westbrook, 2 first-round picks for Miles Turner and Buddy Hield to Indiana. What do you guys think?
I think both trades make sense for the Lakers. I don't think the Jazz trade makes any sense for Utah whatsoever. Because I think that they're all they're in a rebuilding stage. They got to kind of get some kind of draft capital, even if it's a second-round pick. It's just like it's not worth giving away 2 guys just to take on Russell Westbrook's contract, which probably ends up being about the same amount of money in the first year. and you're looking to get rid of Donovan Mitchell anyways. I mean, I've seen that those talks have heated back up also. But I think that the Pacers one makes the most sense for both sides specifically. Because especially gives a body down low for the Lakers. I think that helps them out a lot now that they got Pat Bev. Now that they have a guy down low, it kind of like helps spread everything out evenly throughout the team. And who's the other? Oh, you said Halliburton, right? Yeah, Halliburton was a good piece. I was surprised when...
No, not Halliburton.
Oh.
Buddy Hield.
Oh, Buddy Hield.
You had
Buddy
me
Hield.
shocked for a second. I was like, did I mishear that?
Oh, okay, yeah, so I misheard.
I was like, no,
Yeah, so
no
if it's
trade.
If it's Buddy Hield, I mean, he's been an okay guy. He's been in a couple spots now, but he's a decent 3-point shooter, and I think that would help with the Lakers also. Just like Eddie said, Pat Beverly shoots 37% from 3. I'm sure that being able to have Buddy Hield would spread the floor better too.
Yeah. I don't think either of those trades, I don't think they happen just because as much as they benefit the Lakers, they don't really benefit the other teams.
For sure.
I mean, the Jazz, we know that Danny Ainge just taking Westbrook's contract, especially with guys like Clarkson and like guys that have value. I think he's gonna want pieces for that, at least picks. So I could see that trade if they throw in the 2 first, because I would want Lakers picks in the future.
Right.
The Indiana trade makes much more sense for both sides, but at the same time, if I'm Indiana, I don't want to put Westbrook. Like, it's just I'm buying him out. Like, I don't want him playing
probably be
with
part of it.
Halliburton. Like, because I want Halliburton to get his chance to run the team.
For sure.
So that's I don't think moving Westbrook is. It always seems impossible, but then it ends up happening.
It's happened 4 times already. So
Like, you think of it, you're like, it's not gonna happen, and then the team is just they do it. But I don't know. It looks like it's a lot tougher to see it, and he's expiring. That's the only. It's a lot of money off the books.
Yeah.
So it makes sense, but we'll see.
If I were the Lakers, I would definitely push more towards the Indiana trade. Miles Turner has led the league in blocks two times. He's going to get you double-digit points, 12, 13, 14 points, 7, 8 rebounds. He's going to be a great rim protector with him and Anthony Davis down there. And then Buddy Hield. I'm high on Buddy Hield. I think Buddy Hield is a professional scorer in the NBA. The guy's averaged close to 20 points multiple years. He can really shoot the 3-ball, and that's what the Lakers are lacking. That's what LeBron needs, someone that can take some of the load off of his shoulders.
Yeah.
And they talk about the picks, the 2 first-round picks, but it's like the Lakers organization, I mean, other than back in the day with Magic Johnson and James Worthy, they've never been successful through the draft. They've always got free agents or trades. Yeah. If you look, Wilt Chamberlain, Kareem, even Kobe was a trade. Shaq was a free agent signing. Pau Gasol was a free agent signing. Lamar Odom. So there's all these guys. The Lakers have always built through free agency and trading. So I know what I'm getting out of Miles Turner and Buddy Hield. These guys are seasoned players. They've been, Buddy Hield's bounced around a few teams. Miles Turner is, I don't know, he's a top 7, top 8 center in the NBA, I would say. And I think that would really make the Lakers a legit contender.
I think 7-8 is a little high, but I agree. I think he's definitely going to make them better.
I mean, who do you have over him?
I mean, starters, Jokic, Vucevic,
Embiid,
Adebayo,
Ayton,
Nurkic, Robert Williams. It's close.
7-8, then I feel like that's right where he fits.
There's got
Valanciunas. I would take Valanciunas over him too.
Would you take Valanciunas over
I wouldn't
Miles
take Valanciunas.
Turner?
I like Valanciunas.
What about Cat and Gobert?
Gobert, I would take.
Gobert's
over
a
him.
center. Cat's more of like a 4.
Yeah.
And he's definitely gonna play the 4 this year. With Gobert.
He's in that range.
Okay, sure. Okay, so he's a top 10. I think he's a top 10 center, arguably.
Yeah. I mean, Udonis has them also.
Yeah, right. But
Are they retiring his jersey, or was that a
He's
rumor?
still playing. He's back, I think, for years.
Well,
Yeah,
they
yeah,
still
Just
talked about
announced it.
retiring. I mean, dude's what?
He's basically
67?
been retired for 4 years, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, we didn't bring up Ayton either.
No, I said
he
Ayton.
did.
You
did.
did? Oh,
Yeah.
okay, I didn't hear that.
I'm trying to think.
Jared Allen.
Jared Allen. I would.
But I feel like a lot of those guys are in that,
He's in that range.
8 to 15 range,
Yeah,
where
definitely.
depending on who you have and what your play style is,
Yeah.
it's all about fit. But I think
Right,
Miles Turner
definitely.
would definitely fit with the Lakers because defensively they were horrible last year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now you're bringing in 2 defensive-minded
And he can
guys.
stretch. He's not. he hasn't done it over a long period of time, but he can shoot the three. He can stretch the floor.
He shoots it.
He's
I wouldn't
better.
consider him a shooter, but he'll shoot it.
Yeah.
So you have to respect it on a pick and pop, or if he steps out, he'll make a center think twice about stepping out rather than just sitting in the paint.
Yeah.
Which he's going to have to step out a decent amount because LeBron's not going one-on-one driving to the basket as much now.
Yeah. No.
He's doing a lot of post-ups now. So if he's able to kind of like kick it out, it's just kind of like a swing and a missed rotation by the defense. He could definitely be on the three-point line for a nice shot.
For sure.
I agree. And then some other news that has came out was Kevin Durant says he wants to continue and he has a future with the Nets. So it's kind of weird how all that went down with him kind of saying, I want
So weird.
GM gone, Nash gone, or I want out, pick one. And now they've all kind of came together and they're going to try to...
moment. And
Basically everything he asked for and got that turned out to be the wrong decisions. Now he wants them to just get rid of them all for him.
Yeah.
He got rid of Atkinson, right?
Yeah.
Brought in Nash.
Yeah.
Made him sign DeAndre Jordan to a contract that he didn't deserve.
Yep. But so I guess I still think the Nets are going to be really good this year. I think they'll be a top 4 team in the East with Ben Simmons. Joe Harris will be back. You still got Seth Curry. You got obviously Kyrie and KD. I think they're going to be a contender. I think if you have Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving on the same team, and now especially with Ben Simmons, I think they're going to be a contender in the East. I don't know. What do you guys think? What are your thoughts for them for this
100%.
upcoming season?
I agree 100%. There's no reason for them not to be a top 4 team. There's no reason for them to not be able to compete for the 1 seed. It has to click. They didn't play enough last year, and obviously they didn't play with Ben Simmons at all. So it's going to be a tough transition to start, but I don't see why it wouldn't be able to work out unless, obviously, the egos come into play again, which we saw last year.
Yeah, I agree. I think they'll be right at the top of the East. I think they have a chance to make a run. I think it was Stephen A. Smith. He said that he spoke to Ben Simmons, which is funny because of all the things he said about him. But he said that apparently Ben Simmons said he's ready to go this year.
Awesome.
So if he's on the floor and they can get, 70 games out of Kyrie, like each of the 3 of them, Seth's healthy. They traded for Royce O'Neal, solid.
Yeah,
so
it's a good play.
Yeah, I think they have a chance to contend to win the title.
Yeah, that would be dope. Obviously, most of we root for the Knicks as New Yorkers, but even if a New York team does make it that far, I think that would just electrify the entire city.
Yeah, it'd be fun,
if there was NBA Finals games going on in Brooklyn at the Barclays.
As you wear a Boston Red Sox hat.
Well, fuck the Yankees. You guys can agree with that, though.
Yeah,
Of
fuck
course.
the Yankees.
That-
To be honest, I'm fuck the Yankees until they play the Red Sox because fuck Boston first.
I don't
Fuck
mind the
Boston
Red
first.
Sox.
That's what I'm saying.
I think I have
The-
family in the Connecticut area, so that's why they're Red Sox fans.
The
so that's why.
one team I could never root for is the Yankees. Because growing up, I was a baseball player. I was always a Mets fan. That was when they had A-Rod, Teixeira, Jeter, Sheffield, Mets, you name it. And, I grew up just around a little bunch of shit kids that are a bunch of Yankee fans. 26 World Series. Like, fuck you. Like,
Yeah.
you didn't
You
see
saw
any
2
of
of
it.
them.
Yeah, exactly. And you didn't even really see it. You were 4.
Yeah.
And so I've just always had, that's just the one team I just can never root for.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I don't mind Boston. I would root for Boston 100 times if I had to against the Yankees.
Nah, never. I can never root for Boston. Obviously, being a Jets fan, the Patriots just grind my gears like no
But that's
other.
New England, so you got
And
Connecticut,
it's still
Rhode
Massachusetts.
Island.
Still
No, I know it's in
Massachusetts,
Massachusetts, but it's more of an
And,
area.
the Mets played against the Boston Red Sox in the last time they won the World Series. I should
and
say.
beat them, beat their ass.
Yeah, and beat them. But that
A little
was
luck was involved, but
Yeah. But yeah, it's just there's just something about and Boston fans are extremely racist. That's another thing about them. You hear the stories that
I saw
that come out
that
about
clip
them.
of a LeBron from a week ago, but
Yeah.
maybe it was longer than a week ago, but it was
Yeah.
recent.
Celtics fans are bad. Red Sox fans are just as bad. I know there's been stories about A-Rod hearing some stuff as he's walking back to the dugout. But yeah.
Yeah.
I would never wear a Yankees jersey or something, but
I've seen you wear a Yankees hat though.
well, Yankees hat. That's just a classic fitted, but you're shaking
Isn't that
your
insane? Isn't that crazy?
Bro,
head.
funny.
You're wearing a Bulls shirt.
Yeah, but we weren't around when the Knicks were getting their ass beat by the Bulls, and there's no rivalry now.
Nah, funny story with the Yankees hat. So like for Christmas, I collect hats, whatever. So I asked my girlfriend to get me a fitted, but I was like, surprise me on the team. So I'm thinking like, all right, I got Mets memorabilia all over my room. Like, you'd get every hat but a Yankees hat. Christmas, I open the box, it's a fucking Yankees fitted. And I'm like, yo, are you kidding me? I was like, out of there's 30 teams to pick from. Well, 20 other than the Mets, 29 other teams.
28 because you don't want the
Because
Yankees.
I don't want the Yankees. So 28 teams, and you pick the Yankees. She's like, what's wrong? It's just a Yankees hat. You're from New York. I'm like, bro, you don't get it. I go upstairs and show my
girls
dad.
don't
I'm
get
like,
it.
what you mean? My dad's like, get that shit out of the house. It's just like one thing. Like, we could just now. I just can't. I just fuck
Yeah.
the
Did you
Yankees.
return it?
Of course.
What'd you exchange it
The
for?
Tampa Bay Rays hat.
I-
The
I had a-
classic with the stingray on
Yeah,
it.
the
Oh,
Stingray
fire.
on it.
Yeah,
I had
so
a Rays hat that I used to wear all the time, like 2015. That
Yeah.
shit-
I want a Mariners hat now,
I had one.
and I want like the yellow Mariners one, like the real throwbacks.
Yeah, that's hard.
Yeah.
Speaking of the Mariners, you saw. I mean, I know you saw.
I
it.
saw
Did you
Julio
see
Rodriguez,
J Rod?
No.
14 years, $400 million, 210 guaranteed. He's
Stud.
21 years old.
Stud.
I said he's gonna blow all of his money on like Funko Pops or some bullshit like that. What 21-year-old needs that much money?
Yeah, that's sick.
It's just the way
But
sports
dude's
are
a
trending.
fucking
I was
beast,
listening
though.
to Bill Simmons. He came back. It was on like a 5-week break. Came back and they were talking about contracts in the NBA, like I guess the TV deals, like making the cap go up. He said that in a few years, like these guys are gonna get like 60, 70 million a year, which is really it's crazy to think about.
Yep.
Wow.
It's so much money.
And the prices of everything else, like when you go to a game.
Oh yeah.
Like now what? I gotta pay $20 for one beer, $16 for a hot dog.
Bro, it was. When I went to the Mets game, one beer and two of the sausages, $38. One
Dude.
beer, two sausages, and my girlfriend dropped her sausage halfway through.
Oh my god!
Someone probably got
the
it.
sausage and peppers at City Field are unbeaten. Bro.
Yeah.
I had one like a few weeks ago. Yeah.
I had one when we
Good.
went to the
Subway
the
Series.
Subway Series
Yeah.
game.
They got
bro.
the sweet or the hot one.
Yeah, I go
Yeah.
sweet always.
I got the sweet.
I think I got the hot that time, but I usually go sweet. But
38
Scherzer was
bucks.
on the mound, so I was feeling spicy.
That's crazy.
So our next segment is going to be a would you rather of 2000s guards.
Yeah.
Right. So to me, that was one of the best eras out of all the guards.
Oh yeah.
At least that I got to witness and got to watch, and a lot of those guards are the reason I started playing basketball and like became a big fan. Baron Davis is my all-time favorite player.
Oh really?
Yeah, he's the
Wow.
reason I literally started watching basketball because I used to watch him on the Warriors,
Yeah.
and I remember his dunk like against Kirilenko and
Mhm.
just the way he played.
the
I was
jersey
like,
up,
yeah,
yeah.
I was like, yo, like I love, like this just looks so fun, you know.
Yeah.
And he's literally the reason I picked up a basketball.
Yeah.
A lot of people, you know, that have a favorite player, you hear LeBron, Kobe, whatever.
Yeah,
I say
mine
Baron
was,
Davis. A lot of people are like, what the?
Mine was Vince Carter.
When I started playing football, like I started playing football late. The one that got me into it was Santonio Holmes.
There you go. San Antonio was tough.
That-
Oh,
it
we
was-
talked
it was-
about him last episode.
Yeah, it was the touchdown in the back of the end zone, Super
Yep.
Bowl 43. Never forget it.
I remember that.
All right, so I'll jump into mine. So my would you rather player is Steve Nash. So would you rather Steve Nash or Jason Kidd?
Wow, you gotta start off like that. I'll go Steve Nash.
Probably just go Jason Kidd. Does a lot more for me.
I'm gonna go Steve Nash. Really close though.
Yeah, it is close.
Steve Nash or Gilbert Arenas,
Steve Nash.
Steve Nash.
and we're talking prime.
Yeah, I'm still taking Steve
Yeah,
Nash.
Prime Steve Nash wins the MVP.
Back to back, right?
I'm going Gilbert
Shouldn't have
Arenas.
been, but
Ooh,
I'm
okay.
going Gilbert Arenas over Nash.
If you're just talking like his peak of his powers.
I'm talking absolute prime. Gilbert Arenas gave Kobe 60 and averaged damn near 34 years in a row.
All right, that's fair.
Would you rather Steve Nash or Tony Parker?
Steve Nash.
Steve Nash for sure.
Steve Nash. Steve Nash or Chauncey Billups?
Steve Nash.
Steve Nash.
Yeah, I would have to go Nash also. And this one, if we're talking absolute prime, is close. So I want to, obviously, if you talk accolades, sure, Nash, 2 MVPs, whatever. But at their peaks as a player, would you rather Steve Nash or Darren Williams?
I'm gonna go Steve Nash still, but D-Will was tough. Like
He was.
in his prime, like he was tough.
Yeah, I agree with Raleigh. I'm still going Steve Nash.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to go Nash. super close for me though, because Darren Williams was
He was tough.
He was a dog.
That's similar to the Gilbert Arenas argument.
Yeah.
I think. I think Gilbert, obviously, I think he did a little bit longer just because of how bad the drop off was for Darren. But
Yeah, that
I
was
see what you
crazy
mean.
to watch, honestly. All right, you want to get into mine?
Yeah.
So my would you rather is Ray Allen. So the first one up is T-Mac.
T-Mac.
Yeah. Tracy McGrady.
I'll go T-Mac as well. Next, Ray Allen or Manu Ginobili?
That's a good one. I'd probably do Ray.
I'm going Ray Allen.
I'll go Ray Allen as well. Ray Allen or Reggie Miller?
Reggie.
I'm going Ray Allen.
I'm going to go Ray Allen.
The reason why I said Reggie like that is because we've seen him like take control of an actual team for an extended period of time. Like, yeah, Ray did what he did when he was in Seattle and everything, but I think
What about
Reggie-
Milwaukee?
Yeah,
Well, Milwaukee
Bucks
too.
Ray
Yes,
was like, you've
yes.
seen that highlight? There's a clip. It's like 2 minutes long of him just dunking on
Dunking
people,
everything.
Like, yeah.
20, bro.
Right.
He was 25, 26 points a game.
right,
Yeah.
but I just think Reggie got to a higher peak.
It's a fair. I mean,
It's
Reggie
close.
was.
Yeah, it's definitely close.
he was
Two of
a
the
beast.
three best
I just
shooters
feel like
of
I
all
answered
time.
so
Yeah.
quick and I didn't give any explanation to it.
Yeah. Okay, so next one, Ray Allen or Joe Johnson?
Ray Allen.
Yeah, I would have to go Ray Allen. Yeah.
I'll go Ray Allen. People sleep on how good.
Yeah.
Joe
I
Johnson
saw
was
Joe
a
was
savage,
tough.
bro.
Yeah.
Remember when he had Paul Pierce touching the floor?
Yeah.
The memes from that were too good. Yo.
Oh man, Paul Pierce is a meme machine, bro.
That was Joe Johnson late in his career.
Oh yeah, that was Nets Joe.
Yeah. Okay, last one, Ray Allen or Vince Carter?
I guess Vince.
I'm gonna go Vince Carter
I'll
as
go
well.
Vince Carter too. My
Yeah.
favorite player ever.
That was a good one too.
All right, let's hear yours, Sam.
My would you rather guy was Jason Kidd. Kidd or D Fish?
Derek Fisher,
Yeah,
Jason Kidd.
Jason Kidd.
it gets harder as you go. It gets harder as I
I
go.
was like, who is this guy?
Because
that
I
he's
didn't want
never
us all
said
to have
before?
the same guy.
No, it's fair.
Because then the next guy, Jason Kidd or Tony Parker.
Jason Kidd.
Jason Kidd.
Yeah, Jason Kidd also. Kidd or Gilbert.
Jason Kidd.
Jason Kidd.
Jason Kidd, but see that's tough because you pick Kidd,
Yeah.
you pick Nash over Kidd, but then you pick Gilbert over Nash. So you
Yeah.
see how it like bounces back and forth.
Yeah.
It's really how you want to build your team.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that is true. I'm more thinking like matchups. Like if I had Gilbert versus Nash, I'm taking Gilbert. But if I had Kidd versus Nash, like if they were playing, like if I had to
Right,
pick a guy,
exactly.
So it's hard,
Who's
like
gonna have
in
the better
that,
game?
yeah, like to think.
I know that's
Because
what
I
was
just think
saying.
Gilbert would give Steve Nash probably like 70 points.
I agree.
You know what I mean? I think Kidd
probably.
would
for
match
me-
up better with Gilbert if we're talking matchups.
Yeah, the way I think of it is like, how do I want to build my team?
Yeah.
The next guy was Kidd or Rip Hamilton.
I would go Jason Kidd.
I would go Kidd, but Rip was nice.
Yeah, I agree. And then J Kidd or D Wade.
Dwayne Wade.
D Wade, but it's close.
Yeah, D Wade. I think D Wade was a little later in that era
Yeah.
just because he got drafted in 2000. J Kidd was 96,
Mm-hmm.
so it's a little bit
Yeah.
different, but they still were very
D-Wade,
good around
yeah,
the same
they
time.
were the 03 draft, right?
03, yeah.
Yeah, 03.
Both of them came from like two of the best draft classes of all time. Oh,
Yeah.
I'd say two of the best
And Nash
of the
was
three.
in that draft class too.
Yeah.
And Ray.
And Kobe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, 96.
Crazy.
84 was really good.
And 03.
And then 03.
84 was that the MJ draft?
Yeah.
Yeah. MJ,
Elijah Wan,
Olajuwon.
Barkley. Who else was out of there?
Stockton.
No. I don't think so.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
There was
But-
a lot though.
Yeah, and then 03, obviously, LeBron, Carmelo, Bosh,
Cool.
D-Wade,
Mm-hmm.
Darko Milicic.
Sam, you want to start with the start bench cut?
Yeah, start bench cut. I got Vucevic, Ayton, and Cat.
Vucevic, Ayton, and Cat.
I'm starting Cat. I'm benching Ayton, Vucevic, cut.
I think I'll probably start Cat, bench Ayton, yeah, and cut Vooch.
I'm starting Cat. I'm benching Vooch, and I'm cutting Ayton. I think obviously if you're taking age into account, but like just right now going into this season,
I'm just not that high on Vooch. Like he's like,
I'm not high on either Vooch or Aiton, but I would take Aiton.
I think
moving
Aiden has
forward.
still potential
Moving
to be
forward,
a
right.
good.
Well, even
Right,
like
piece.
from this point on, moving forward, like
Right,
I would take
right.
like next season if I had to pick a center and those two were available and as the top two, I'm taking Aiton over.
yeah, I
Vucevic.
can see that.
Just defensively, Aiton's a
Yeah.
lot better.
I always liked
defensively.
Vooch, especially when he was in Orlando, giving people
Yeah.
fucking 30 and 15 nightly basis. It was nuts.
So my start bench cut, I did point guards. So start bench cut: Drew Holiday, De'Aaron Fox, or Jalen Brunson.
You want me to go first?
Yeah.
I'm gonna start Drew. I'm gonna bench Brunson, and I'm gonna cut Fox.
I'm gonna start Drew, bench Fox, and cut Jalen.
Yeah, I'm gonna start Drew Holiday, bench De'Aaron Fox, cut Jalen Brunson.
I used to like De'Aaron Fox. Like coming out of that draft was one of my favorite. He was my favorite player in that draft, but I don't know. I'm just like maybe it's because he's in Sacramento.
Yeah.
Just like
Yeah, he has
had
to
a
get
really
out,
good
he has
second
to
half.
get out of there.
he had a really good second half, but he was like
Which sucks
before
to
like
hear.
before the All-Star break, he was shooting like 22% from three.
I would love to see the Lakers try to go get someone like that,
Yeah.
or just someone like
Instead of going
competitive.
after like Dame or somebody, like go for somebody who still has multiple years of their prime. Because if they keep trading away all these picks, I mean they're gonna be running out of G League unit by the time they even have a draft pick left.
I have my start bench cut is Chris Middleton, Andrew Wiggins, and Mikal Bridges.
That's good. Definitely starting Middleton. Based off of how the season ended, I'd probably bench Wiggins and cut Bridges.
Yeah, I would start Middleton, bench Wiggins, and cut Bridges. But I think Bridges
close.
after
Bridges
I
is
mean,
very
depending
good.
on how well he progresses this year, I mean, him and Wiggins could definitely flop. I
Yeah.
don't think either of them will pass Middleton, but
Definitely no.
Bridges and Wiggins
they're
are
both
pretty
top,
close.
Top
Yeah.
top of the line defenders. I would do the same thing. I would start Middleton, bench Wiggins, and I would cut Bridges. But Bridges, he's a great player.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Cool.
News just dropped.
What happened?
Let me start out with it.
Yeah.
So,
Oh yeah.
so
go.
football news just dropped. Trevor Penning carted off Saints' first round offensive lineman, left the preseason with a foot injury against the Chargers,
Wow.
which sucks because he was going. Have you guys seen the videos of him in camp?
No.
Nah.
He's destroying all of his teammates because obviously all the veterans know, like, all right, it's camp, but you're against your own guys. Like, you can go hard, but like don't. Like, he's throwing guys to the ground. He's finishing blocks through the ground, 3 seconds past the whistle. Like, you really not supposed to do that to your teammates because you don't want anybody to get hurt. And to see that happen to him because he looked like a great ad for them.
Yeah. I've seen a lot of the fights breaking out. What are the teams
the fight
practicing with each other?
So there was I don't know whose fucking idea was this, but Rams Bengals practice just after the Super Bowl.
Oh, Aaron Donald with,
Aaron
with,
Donald,
with two
that picture
Bengals
was nuts.
helmets.
That
Looks-
picture was nuts.
Yeah, it's
Dude,
like a gladiator.
yeah, and you gotta
Good.
be,
I haven't seen that picture. I got to see it.
oh,
Sick.
bro, you gotta be a psychopath to try and fight Aaron Donald. Are you kidding me? Dude benches like 6 cars.
Yeah.
I don't know who thought
With
that was a
two-
good
it's,
idea.
It's like he like beheaded them, and he has 2 of their helmets like in his hand. I feel like on a football field, like if you don't have a helmet, you're like, it's like losing your gun in like a gunfight.
Yeah.
and he was swinging them like Myles Garrett. He was swinging them at people.
I saw Carolina got into it too. I forgot with
I've
who,
seen
but
a few
McCaffrey
of
got
that.
like thrown to the ground, and their where they practice, their fans are super close, and there's like really no like barricade, and when a bunch of the players like fell to the ground, they like trampled someone watching, and I think the fan got hurt.
Wow.
Oh, this is the picture. Like, dude just looks like absolutely. I saw one. I
He's just. I thought he was. I
He's
thought the
holding
players were
2
wearing the helmet.
Yeah.
No, he's holding the helmets like he ripped it off him. I saw an edit of. Do you guys watch Game of Thrones?
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Well, I mean,
I
I'm
don't watch the
familiar
new
with it.
episode actually. I didn't watch.
well, I
it.
wasn't even gonna bring that up, but you know the scene with Jon Snow and he's like facing off against everybody. They made that edit to it, and there's just like 6,000 people running at him. But there was
funny.
another one, Myles Garrett swinging his helmet at a racist versus Aaron Donald swinging at multiple players, and It was this picture. It's like one guy working at McDonald's, and you say he's like broke, but then there's a girl working at McDonald's, strong,
yeah, it's
independent
like strong
woman.
and independent. But yeah, so we'll segue into some football this episode, and obviously, fantasy is right around the corner. Everyone's drafting, and there's so much players to pick from, and obviously your fantasy rankings are a little bit skewed from your rankings as just an NFL player, per position. So we could start with our fantasy rankings.
Sure.
We'll go top 5 fantasy QBs, how we finish, who's going to be the QB 1, 2, obviously through 5. So my top 5 fantasy QB rankings, at QB 1, I have Josh Allen. Quarterback 2, Lamar Jackson. Quarterback 3, Jalen Hurts. Quarterback 4, Patrick Mahomes. And quarterback 5, Kyler Murray.
Word. My top 5 fantasy quarterbacks are Josh Allen 1, Mahomes 2, Herbert 3, Lamar 4, and Hurts 5.
I got Allen 1, Herbert 2, Lamar 3, Mahomes 4, and Jalen Hurts 5.
So all pretty close. Herbert was super close for me, but I just think if Murray, Hurts, and Lamar stay healthy,
Yeah, they got the dual threat.
I mean,
Yeah.
Herbert
Yeah,
does
Herbert's
he
mobile.
moves,
You don't
but
run
he's
like
not
that
not
now.
like
He
that.
doesn't run like that.
Yeah,
Yeah, he doesn't have
so-
like designed runs. But
Yeah, exactly.
He can.
Yeah,
take off
he
and-
was right on that. He would be like 6 for me. but
Yeah,
close.
I would probably have. I guess Kyler might be in that 6th spot. I think Rodgers can put up numbers. I think Brady's going to put up numbers. So
It's just hard to compete in fantasy with the points when you can run.
Yeah.
right.
You know,
Yeah.
you
Right.
know, because you can add, a guy like Kyler and Lamar and Jalen, they're going to get 30, 40, 50 rushing yards a
Yeah.
week, and that's just adding 5 points a
Yeah.
week, to what you're going to get, because you don't get much from passing. You get what, a point every
I think it's
25 yards.
And then I think in my league we do .04.
Point
for
four,
every yard.
yeah, every 25 yards. So
No, for every yard.
Every yard.
.04 points. You get a fourth of a point.
yeah.
Oh, sorry. I thought you meant like almost half a point. Like
No.
0.4.
No,
I misheard
0.04,
you. I
yeah.
misheard you.
Yeah. That makes
Okay.
sense. So next we'll just go down positions. So top 5 fantasy running back rankings. I got finishing at the RB1, Christian McCaffrey. RB2, DeAndre Swift. RB3, Jonathan Taylor. RB4, Austin Eckler. And RB5, Saquon Barkley.
Barkley. You're high. I saw Stefania Bell from what's that ESPN
Fantasy Focus.
Yeah, Fantasy Focus. She was saying that she spoke to him, and a lot of the guys first year back is rough from those injuries, but she said apparently he feels great and he's looking good. My top 5 fantasy running backs, I got McCaffrey 1, I got John Taylor 2, Derrick Henry 3, Eckler 4, and then I have Kamara at 5.
Okay. I got Jonathan Taylor 1, Christian McCaffrey 2, Austin Eckler 3, Dalvin Cook 4, and Derrick Henry at the 5 spot.
Tough.
Cool.
Jump into receivers. This one was tough.
It was, yeah.
Top 5 wide receivers. So 1, I have Justin Jefferson. 2, I have Jamar Chase. 3, I have Stephon Diggs. 4, I have Tyreek Hill. And 5, I have Devontae Adams.
So you left Cup off
Yeah.
because you don't trust Stafford right now?
I just don't think Kupp is going to finish a top 5 fantasy receiver this year. It's super hard to string together 2 years like that in a row.
Yeah.
Hey, it doesn't have to be like that for him to be in the top 5, though.
Close. I mean,
Yeah.
the guys that finished top 5 last year had some pretty amazing years last year as well.
Yeah.
I just think it's super hard to do that.
Yeah.
And
He also had-
he took a beating last year too.
He did, but I think he also had like 85 more points than the next closest receiver.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't close.
Unless like
so like even if he
Stafford's arm
regresses,
is
it's not going to be
messed up.
90 points.
Yeah.
And even if it's 90 points, he's number 2 then.
Yeah.
So he would have to drop 150 points for him to be out of the top 5.
Yeah, but he was also playing without really a wide receiver 2 all year, and he was getting 15 targets a game. So now you got Allen Robinson, who's going to take at least, 6, 7, 8 of those targets
Right.
for sure.
I agree. But he's also, especially the way that the Rams run their red zone offense, they don't do jump balls.
No.
They do a lot of motioning and then a lot of like backdoor slip passes.
Yeah.
And those are Cooper Kupp bread and butters in the red zone.
Yeah.
But I think last year was the first time a lot of people saw a slot receiver be used like that. I mean, like we've seen it in the past with Edelman and Amendola and
Yeah, but not to
Welker
that degree.
and Stokely, but not like that. So I think obviously, I mean, it's going to be hard to stop either way, but I think a lot of defenses are going to be like, yo, let's make someone else beat us. Let's just double Cup, and I know teams have tried that too, but I think teams will be a little bit more prepared this year for Cooper Kupp and Stafford.
Yeah, the only way I see that is if Stafford's shoulder's actually fucked up. So my top 5 fantasy wide receivers, I got Jefferson 1, I got Kupp 2, Devontae at 3, Diggs 4, and then I got Jamar Chase at 5.
I got Cup 1, Jamar Chase 2, Justin Jefferson 3, Devontae 4, and Diggs 5.
Cool.
Yeah,
Tyreek Hill was just there, but I think obviously Tua doesn't have the same arm as Mahomes.
Yeah.
So I thought
Which he doesn't need.
I thought that as well, but I saw a statistic. 75% of the passes Tyreek Hill catches are within 10 yards. And Tua is pretty damn good at throwing the ball 10 yards.
The ones that are just
No, exactly. We're
long
used to Tyreek Hill
Hail
catching bombs,
Marys.
but 75% of his catches are within 10 yards. And I think in that Miami offense, they're going to use Tyreek Hill. Everyone, the NFL is a copycat league. So they're
slants with him.
everyone's going to use their best quick guy, kind of like Cooper Kupp now. So I can see Tyreek Hill being used in a lot of motion, a lot of drag routes, kind of like how KC used him, but Tua is very accurate, as well, especially throwing the ball short. So I think Tyreek Hill is going to have a monster season. A lot of people are, ruling him out because of Tua, but I think he's going to just cut it up, and they're going to pick teams apart in the 5 to 12
him and Waddle,
yard range.
2 of the fastest receivers in football. But
Yeah, that's what I was going to mention also. Waddle, I think that having Tyreek Hill there is going to really help Waddle out, just because I think Mike McDaniels comes from the Shanahan tree. I think he came from San Francisco. So if they're able to use Waddle as more of like the Debo guy, they're not going to throw that much if they kind of run that same exact offense, especially how much they decide to use the tight end. Mike Gesicki's a really good tight end. Yeah. He's very physical.
Yeah, he's good.
He's I think he's like 6'6". He's good at jump balls. He's fast. So I think that, not saying Tyreek Hill's going to have like a Brandon Ayuk year, fucking 45 catches. He's still going to do good, but I think he's just not going to have that same explosiveness over the top. Teams have to worry about it. It's going to have to be at the 10-yard range.
Yeah.
But also, the reason why he's getting 10-yard catches all the time is because cornerbacks are starting at like the 15 yards back and expecting him to run deep. They start 15 yards back, they backpedal 3 yards, and they're fucking 18 yards off the line of scrimmage. He just grabs one and go.
Yeah, but I mean, yes, they're worried about the deep ball, but everyone throws a safety, over the top and has help. You cannot press that guy.
No, you can't press
You
him.
have to play,
sure.
10 yards off, at least 5 yards off of him, just because he's too quick at the line of scrimmage. His feet are too good.
Right.
So, but I think
that's why there's going to be a lot of 2 safety deeps against them, because you have 2 guys on the outside every single time. You can't run cover 3 and hope that your safety is going to go hash mark to hash mark.
Yeah, but I think that'll help Waddle cook up a lot in that 10 to 20 yard range, because Tyreek Hill is going to be taking that safety with him, and Waddle's going to be a lot of one-on-one over the middle, and on the post corners and outs and stuff like that. So even like double moves, that safety, if he runs his route where Tyreek Hill took that safety, it's going to be a lot of one-on-one, and Waddle one-on-one has been pretty damn good so far.
Yeah.
And then lastly, is our tight ends, which there's
Doesn't
not
change
too many
much.
elite ones, but
No,
top 5 tight end rankings. I got Kelsey finishing 1, Andrews 2, Darren Waller 3, Kittle 4, and Dalton Schultz 5.
Cool. My top 5 fantasy tight ends, I got Kelsey 1, I got Andrews 2, Schultz 3, Kittle 4, and then I have Waller 5.
I got Kelsey 1, Andrews 2, Kittle 3, Waller 4, and Kyle Pitts at 5.
Ooh. Cool. I was wondering if anyone was going to throw Pitts, and I saw actually today, probably would have put him at 5 if I was thinking about this maybe. Toss up between him and Waller. It was a stat from one of those like fantasy football TikTok guys, and I think it was Jonnu Smith, Mariota's last tight end.
Well, I mean, if you're going back to
Tennessee,
right?
Yeah, because
Johnny, right?
He's been in Oakland now for 3 years.
Yeah, I guess it was tight ends. Basically, his tight ends averaged about, in their careers, 12 fantasy points a game, which should be, I think, 30, he said last year.
Yeah.
So, Mariota, he's nothing like special, but he has the ability to get the ball to guys. And
Yeah.
tight ends, we saw it with Mac Jones last year. It was like Jonnu and Hunter Henry. Like they had a lot of end zone targets and
Yeah, for
touchdowns
sure.
themselves.
And another guy, it wasn't just Jonnu Smith in Tennessee. Delaney Walker towards the end of his career.
I think it was Delaney. I think that
It
was
probably
probably
was Delaney.
what
Delaney
it was.
Walker was a problem there.
Yeah, he was great for a while.
Yeah. Decent amount of dead time, too.
All right, so we will go through our fantasy sleepers for this year. We'll choose, 3 guys that we think could arguably win you your league if you get them, at their ADP, where they're going in the draft. And if you can get a steal on them and they can do what, potentially they have the abilities to do, might win you your league.
Yeah.
So the 3 guys I had on my list, my sleepers are Trey Lance, Chase Edmonds, and Drake London. So I think Trey Lance is going to be – I think he's going to be really good, and I think he has potential to finish as a top 5 QB this year in fantasy. Drake London, that's just my rookie receiver. I know he got hurt real quick, early in preseason.
Yeah.
But I think he'll be fine. But I think, by week 6, there's always a breakout rookie wide receiver, and I think this year it'll be Drake London. And then Chase Edmonds, I just think Mostert can never stay healthy, and Edmonds is listed as the RB1. And I think, he's a great pass catcher out the backfield, and I think he's going to get a lot of touches in Miami. And I think he could be a guy that runs for, 500-600 yards and catches for close to 500 yards with 40-plus receptions.
Cool. Yeah, my 3 fantasy sleepers are 3 guys that we kind of have spoken about on this podcast a bunch. I got Juju, Christian Kirk, and Rashad Penny. I think all 3 of them, you could probably get them after the 5th, 6th round at least. I know Penny's average draft position is like the 9th round. I think Juju and Kirk are probably in that 6 to 8 range.
I think they might be closer to 9.
Yeah. I just think they're all going to have opportunity. That's really it. I think Juju's going to be the number 1 outside of Kelsey, receiver for arguably the best quarterback in football. Christian Kirk, he's going to, I think he'll be a go-to for Trevor Lawrence, He can run those slants and things like that, and that's perfect for a young quarterback. And then Penny, I've been high on him for a while. I think he's just a great runner when he's healthy. If he can stay healthy, right now he's the RB1 there. Their other guy has a hernia. I think he'll miss a week or 2. It's said he'll be back by week 1, but I don't know about that.
Better safe than sorry with a running back, especially after all the problems that they've had.
Especially, I've had the hernia.
Kenneth Walker. Those are good. It was Kirk, Penny, and who was the other receiver?
Juju.
Yeah, he's definitely a sleeper.
Juju on that beat. Oh. Let me restart that.
Yeah, we're good. All right, Sam. What's your sleepers?
First one is Jerry Jeudy. I think it's a loaded group over there. We were talking before how Tim Patrick is done for the year there, so that'll open up some targets for Juju. Cortland Sutton's obviously there, but no more Noah Fant. So I think Jerry Jeudy. Was I saying Juju the whole time?
After you said Judy, you said
Yeah.
Juju.
Yeah, because then you said you had yours. All right. So Jerry Jeudy is going to be my sleeper. I think that there's a lot of opportunity for him, especially with Russell Wilson being there now. Should be good. It's going to be a lot of passing in that division.
Yeah.
Next one up is Brian Robinson. Now that we've heard about Antonio Gibson running with the twos, being on the kickoff team, Brian Robinson's a perfect opportunity for a poor team in Washington who's going to have to kind of manage the clock, hold on to the ball as much as possible if they want to try and win games, because Carson Wentz is downgrading with his receiving core, I think, or with just the weapons around him in general. So he's going to have to be a focal point. Next up is Amon-Ra St. Brown for the Detroit Lions. I think that he had a great end to the year last year. He went on a huge run. I think it started around Thanksgiving. He's a shifty guy. He's not a big body. I think that's perfect for Jared Goff. He doesn't have that big arm anyways. So I think in a division that's kind of getting a little weaker. Vikings are getting older. Packers obviously lost a decent amount of pieces this offseason. And the Bears looking like the first overall pick.
Yeah. I mean, he showed last year, St. Brown. like what he can do to end the season.
Yep.
So-
And now there's more continuity in the offense,
Yep.
more comfortability, full off season with him obviously being more of a focal point of the offense.
Yeah.
I think will work in his favor this year
Yeah.
as a fantasy wide receiver.
Cool.
And then we could just wrap it up with our picks for week 1.
Yeah.
So just head-to-head matchups, who we got. We are going to keep track of our records for the year and see who finishes with the best overall record, wins and losses, just head-to-head matchups. So let's run through it. We'll pick a team, and we'll go through it. So week 1, Bills, Rams.
I got the Bills.
I got the Bills too.
I got the Rams week 1.
Word.
Eagles, Lions. No. Oh, yeah. Eagles, Lions.
I'm going to go Eagles.
Eagles too.
Lions. 49ers, Bears.
49ers.
Niners.
Niners. Bengals, Steelers.
I'll go Steelers. I'll say they
Bengals.
upset them.
I'm going to go Bengals. Patriots, Dolphins.
Dolphins.
Finns.
Patriots. Browns, Panthers.
I'll go Panthers.
Cleveland.
Panthers. Colts, Texans.
Colts. I don't know
Colts.
why I had to think about
I
Colts.
don't know either.
Saints, Falcons.
that. Saints.
Saints.
Saints. Ravens, Jets.
It hurts me to say it, but Ravens.
Me too. Ravens.
Ravens. Jaguars, Commanders.
Commanders.
Jags.
I'm going Jaguars as well. Packers, Vikings.
Packers.
Vikings.
Packers. Giants, Titans.
I'll go Titans.
Giants.
Giants. Raiders, Chargers.
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 Raiders. Chiefs, Cardinals.
I'm going to go Chiefs.
Shit. That's a tough one. I'll go Chiefs.
Chiefs. Bucks, Cowboys.
Bucks.
Bucks.
Bucks. And then Monday Night Football. Broncos, Seahawks. Russell Wilson back in Seattle.
Broncos. Broncos country.
Let's ride.
Let's ride.
Broncos, let's ride. Dope. Good episode, fellas.
Yeah.